The Kenya Tourism Board has launched a domestic tourism marketing campaign aimed at revitalizing the tourism industry by rallying Kenyans to travel to various destinations within the country. The Kenya Tourism Board has enlisted the partnership of the domestic travel trade to make the campaign impactful through conversations and sales of tour packages. Here are the details of this and other stories in our corporate brief.
The Kenya Tourism Board believes that the partnership with the travel trade will see them combine resources, messaging, and marketing initiatives with an aim of sustaining long-term demand for domestic travel. Kenya Tourism Board CEO Dr. Betty Redia says the program is part of the strategy aimed at addressing challenges facing the tourism industry as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Through the campaign, Kenya Tourism Board is seeking to address several challenges that continue to hinder domestic travel, including perceptions of affordability, a lack of planning culture, and awareness on the available products and experiences available for the domestic travelers. Meanwhile, the Right to Food Coalition, a lobby group that brings together 12 civil society organizations, has launched the Food Manifesto, which are policy proposals for political parties and leaders to adopt in their manifestos.
We ask that political leaders include the agenda of food in their political manifestos, that the duty bearers critically think about the political economy of hunger and put in place structures and mechanisms to be able to address the issue of food security in Kenya.
So it's important that as a people we try to democratize or to really basically get out of the boxes that we have been put in when it comes to food. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone can produce some food somewhere. Agriculture is scale neutral. It doesn't matter whether you are doing it on 5 by 5 meters or you are doing it on 50 hectares. I think it's important that everyone takes that responsibility.
The coalition called on Kenyans to demand politicians to address food insecurity issues, as a recent report released by the National Drought Management Authority indicates that over 4.1 million Kenyans are at risk of starvation. Finally, the Association of Biomedical Engineering of Kenya is calling on the government to fast-track creation of a separate regulatory board for biomedical engineers. The association says even though a bill was drafted 6 years ago, it is yet to be enacted to regulate biomedical engineers, especially in areas of training which have been commercialized by most training institutions.
When you lack a regulatory body, then anybody can actually come in and practice whatever it is that they don't know. So you find so many people practicing biomedical engineering and yet they are not qualified biomedical engineers. And so that is why we were calling upon the government to fast track the regulation of biomedical engineering as a profession.
I believe we are on track. It's just a matter of time. They will continue. They have a council, so they do exercise some level of self-regulation, although not anchored in law. What we need is to anchor this in law, and that's what we will work with them to make sure that is realized.
They were speaking at the celebrations to mark the International Women in Biomedical Engineering Day. Nduta Mukami for Prime Edition.